One of the top questions we get as people get ready to relocate to Idaho is always, what is the best cities to live in around Boise if we don't want to live necessarily in Boise? And today we're going to give you guys the top 5 ranked cities outside of Boise in order to make sure that you guys figure out exactly what city makes the most sense for you. Make sure you guys stay tuned. We're going to be dropping a lot of gems. All right, guys, today we're going to be talking about the top 5 cities ranked outside of Boise to live in. If you guys are trying to figure this out, it's okay, because this video we're going to go over exactly that. As a real estate agent in the area, this is one of the most asked questions. If Boise is the best city, is Meridian a good city? Is Eagle a good city? Are Cuna, Caldwell, what is the best city? We just need to know the top 5 cities that we need to look into before we relocate, and that's what I want to dive into today. So if you guys don't know this already, or if you didn't pick up on it already, I am a licensed real estate agent here in the Boise and surrounding area, and as much as I love making these videos for you guys, I would absolutely love to help you with your home buying needs. So with that, let's go ahead and dive into the content. Coming in at number 5, we're going to be talking about Nampa, Idaho. It is one of the largest cities as far as being in Canyon County, and it is also one of the most affordable cities outside of Boise, which is what attracts that to so many different people who are just looking for a perfect spot, but not too close to where it just becomes in a very, very expensive lifestyle. Now, they do have some insanely beautiful amenities. One of the biggest and most popular ones being the Ford Idaho Center, which is actually where they are home of the Idaho Horsemen, which is an indoor professional football team. And they also throw tons of events. I'm talking about some of the most unique events that only Idaho will probably have, but it's just an awesome opportunity to go check out a lot of different things, especially with it being so close to you. If you do decide to live in Nampa, you can always just go check out what they're doing during the week and have a good time with your family or just yourself and some friends. Now, some of the highlights as far as what Nampa has to offer is going to be some of the most amazing historical museums, right? Now, one of those museums is going to be the Nampa Train Depot Museum, and then you also have the Warhawk Air Museum. So for someone such as myself, I'm really interested as far as things with airplanes and, you know, all those fun things, just because not only was I in the Air Force, but I also just tend to always have gone to air shows and all those kind of fun things you always want to do when you're a kid, and even as an adult, you know, it's always awesome to see those things. But getting back to it, it's really cool to just see some of the things that they have in the museum, especially if you're someone that has a family and just want to take the kids out to kind of see something different. That's a really good spot to check out. Now, another big thing, which we kind of talked about it a little bit, was the affordability of Nampa. Now, as far as the real estate side of things goes, Nampa is extremely cheaper when you compare it against a city like Boise, because the median price point in Nampa is only $452,000. And with that, I would like to show you guys some of the real estate in Nampa, so let's take a look. All right, guys, so that's Nampa. Some beautiful houses. You have everything from single family homes to just big luxury homes on land, and you just kind of have a good variety of everything. So if Nampa is one of those spots, make sure you guys reach out to me, shoot me a call, text, and we can talk about Nampa a little further and more in detail. Now, the next city is going to be number 4, which is Cuna. Now, Cuna is a little further than Nampa. It's about 20 minutes from Boise. It is a neighboring city. However, it is just a little bit further of a drive. It's a little closer to Meridian, which we're also going to be talking about in this video later on because it's a little higher ranked. But Cuna is a very less populated place compared to Nampa and some of the other cities we're going to talk about. In 2021, the population was around 22,700, which I would like to assume now is probably closer to the 40,000 range. However, overall, Cuna is just a smaller town that is still being developed as we speak at a very fast pace. Not as fast as Nampa or Meridian or any of those areas, but it's definitely starting to grow. And because of that, there's just a lot more opportunities coming, especially with all the new shopping developments they're doing. They're building Targets, they're building potentially some Costco's, and just so many different things that they're trying to bring into Cuna specifically, because it's just one of those next spots that are on the come up. And I think that is due to the fact that as they continue to build closer and closer towards Mountain Home, which is across I-84, Cuna being in the middle of the two cities is going to just continue to grow. So what is Cuna great for? Why is it attracting so many people, and why did it make it on the ranking list? Well, Cuna is just a beautiful spot where, for those of you that are just trying to be far enough to where you're kind of in the outskirts, but not too far in the outskirts, still within that 20 to 25 minute range to Boise, while still being able to live affordably or being able to purchase a home with land, or just kind of be not so townhomey and more single family oriented, then it just feels really nice to be able to find a town or a city just like Cuna. So Cuna not only does it big as far as its growth right now, but as well as its events that are coming, from the 4th of July to the Christmas events that they're starting to do. It's just getting bigger and better as time continues to go on. So Cuna is definitely going to be on the ranking list, and with all its growth and all the things coming to Cuna, I think it's probably going to rise maybe quicker than people realize. Now, one of the biggest attractions that Cuna does have is going to be the Cuna Caves, which if you haven't been there, it is absolutely gorgeous. Like, I can't even really say that the pictures and videos you may see about them are going to be able to just kind of describe or give you the true feeling as far as seeing it in person. But I will say overall, it's just a really cool experience to take your family, your friends, or whatever it is to go out and explore those Cuna Caves. I did say it is a big nature spot because there is a lot of land. So not only do you have the Cuna Caves, but you also have the Indian Creek, which is also a really nice walk. Now, it's not as nice as the Greenbelt, I will say, but overall it does have, you know, something that a lot of people look for, which is just that peace and quiet kind of away from the city. So if you are someone that enjoys that, highly recommend checking out Cuna as well, which takes us to city number 3. The next city, which is going to be city number 3, is going to be Star, Idaho, which was once known as a rural town, which is now becoming more and more suburb more than anything due to its exponential growth. Guys, I literally cannot tell you how small Star was. Once upon a Star, it used to be very small. Like, I'm talking about, it was literally off the grid. It was not common to go out to Star whatsoever for any reason, unless you lived out there. And now it's just becoming more and more popular for people, from its amazing golf courses that it has to some of the amenities and things that are coming to it, especially as a community, how it's been growing and just up and coming as well. Now, I'm not gonna act like Star is the next Boise, but it definitely is still much quieter, similar to Cuna, just very off the grid, still growing in its growing phases, just as any city near the Boise area in general. But it does have a lot more opportunity for those of you that are just also looking for quieter space, away from people. You don't want to socialize during the day. Maybe you barely want to even see your neighbor. You could find all those opportunities within Star itself. So with it being a small town, what's attracting people outside of it being kind of quieter and maybe a little more somewhat rural, if it has any rural life in it left, when in all reality it's still suburb? Well, it's going to be the fact that it still has that small town charm. It still has not Home Alone kind of vibes. It's almost like one of those areas where they still have those buildings from the old town sheriff movies where they would have their little shoot-offs. So if you guys see, that's kind of referencing what Star does have to offer. It's just a small town, still quiet, still doesn't have that city buzz, but it's close enough to the city where if you want to go out for the weekend, go have a drink, go explore some different areas that you can eat and things of that nature, you would be able to do all those things from Star, Idaho. So that is going to be number 3. Let's check out some of the real estate that Star, Idaho has. Now, this next city is probably not going to be a surprise because, as you guys know, Eagle, Idaho is coming in at number 2 as one of the best cities to live in. Just Eagle, Idaho has a different vibe to it. It is just the luxury city of Idaho. I think when you think anything luxury or just higher end or just absolutely stunning architecture to Hallmark movie to all those different things, Eagle, Idaho fits the picture. Like, it is just absolutely beautiful. So many people move to Eagle because they feel like this is where they want to retire and live the rest of their lives. And just some of the homes they build are absolutely stunning. Their buildings are more modern than ever. They're just doing some of the most beautiful things as far as upgrading the city and just how it's growing the community in this luxury sense. Now, not only is it an extremely luxurious neighborhood, it is also one of the most prestigious neighborhoods due to the fact that it runs across the Boise Greenbelt River and the foothills itself, which, if you're not familiar with either of those areas, the Boise Greenbelt is absolutely stunning. It's better than, you know, the area that we were talking about earlier in Cuna, simply due to the fact that it's just the views, the nature, the walking path / biking path are so much more developed. There's just so much more to it than just it being like a prestigious, luxurious neighborhood or city. It just goes above and beyond. You can just literally feel when you're driving in Eagle the upscale of the city, how things just look nicer, they're more appealing on the eyes. You still have the natural beauty of it, and you can even find some of the best areas to go eat, go have a drink. It's just luxury all around. So Eagle, Idaho, definitely on the top of the list, and for that reason I would also like to show you guys some of the real estate and why it belongs at number 2. So some very beautiful homes. Eagle, Idaho is one of the most expensive places to live around Boise. The reason being is its median price is $721,000, whereas we compared to the other cities, Cuna is going to be sitting at $495,000. Star, Idaho is going to be sitting at $565,000, and then Eagle just killing them all with $724,000. And like I said, it is an upscale city, but it is worth every dollar in my personal opinion. Eagle, Idaho is going to be that paradise for them, and that's why so many people are moving there for retirement to call it home. Now the final city, the number one city in my personal opinion that we're going to rank at number one is going to be Meridian, Idaho, hands down. Now, a lot of people aren't familiar with Meridian, and for those of you that aren't, it's okay, but Meridian is the number 2 populated city in the state of Idaho, and the reason why is because they are on the fastest pace, the fastest growing city, even outgrowing Boise at a pace that no one could have probably ever imagined. It used to be a small town with not a lot going on. Is literally behind me was once upon a time land, is now filled with houses. To my left, you see these construction cones. I know you can't see what's behind it, but it is the most beautiful modern buildings that they're currently putting up as we speak. It's just so much growth. Not only that, they also brought the first In-N-Out ever in the state of Idaho to Meridian. They brought the first ever Shields ever in the city of Meridian. And then they also built the first ever Topgolf in the city of Meridian. These are all first in the entire state. So you can only imagine what else is to come to Meridian. But overall, just absolutely stunning. It has the most gorgeous golf courses. And I talk about golf a lot, even though I don't golf, but I just feel like if you live in Idaho, you gotta golf at least once a year. It's just one of those things that you have to check off the box. And as I now live on a golf course, I tend to be out there a lot more. I get to watch people golf a lot more. It's just absolutely awesome. But the level of growth Meridian is showcasing right now, or putting out, is due to the simple fact that everyone and everything is being rebuilt in Meridian. So whatever they couldn't build in Boise is now being built in Meridian, and they have tons of space, tons of growth. They have the Village, which is the most popular shopping center in the entire area, and now they're building a super village also going to be in Meridian, which will be even bigger, even better. So I'm super excited for the future and what that looks like. And not only is it one of the most popular areas, but it's still super affordable to live in Meridian, which is a huge plus as well. The median price point right now in Meridian, Idaho is $521,000, which if you compared it to some of the other cities that we talked about, it's actually on the lower end. However, the finishes and what they're building now in Meridian is becoming more and more upscale, similar to Eagle, and it's just going to be absolutely gorgeous. So I can only imagine that number being at that price point for so long. But what I would like to do is make sure that I showcase what Meridian has to offer. So let's check out some of the videos. So guys, Meridian is definitely the top city in my personal opinion now. Some people may argue that Eagle is better than Meridian. Some people may argue that Cuna is better than both of those cities, which is completely wrong. But overall, I genuinely believe that Meridian is the best city to live in. Next is going to be Eagle, and both of them are extremely close in proximity wise to Boise and to each other as well. And depending on what part of the city you live on, you just have so much to do, so much to eat, so many different grocery options. It's just a lot of stuff to do. So without further ado, what I would like to do is one more time mention I am a real estate agent licensed here in the city of Boise and all the surrounding areas. So I would love to help you guys with your home buyer needs. You're gonna see my cell phone and my email. Call me, text me, whatever you need to do to get a hold of me. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. And on top of that, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys press the subscribe button. Leave a comment where you're watching from and press the notification bell at the top of the screen so you can get notified when we drop more amazing videos just like this. As always, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.